Politics, politics, all this politics. Prophet only lives on righteous life. President Daminse, Emmitt, DeShades, the Renegade, Reverency. I'm here to bring to you new dialect. Abortions. You can't talk about abortion without incest. Abortion is something that life takes life. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Exodus 21. To deal with abortions is to deal with murder, an unborn child. We can't deal with that. Some states don't allow it, and some states do approve it. But the main factor, if you're going to deal with righteousness, you got to deal with incest, what's in the house, that creates those type of pregnancies to even have a conversation of abortion. So this is why, right, we got to be very clear when we say certain things, that we have a full understanding what we're getting into when we deal with politics. So that's what I say this morning, that when you deal with them type of conversations, what can you really deal with that unless you deal with an in-house problem first, and that's incest. And that's created a lot of pregnancies that starts a lot of abortions. And this is where the arguments be at Congress and at these courts. And we got to put this on the table and see why abortion is not healthy for humankind, especially for a young lady. Because that's a reproductive system, is she's there to be a barrier, a fruit barrier to bring forth fruit into their life, children, not to have her children murdered from inside her womb because somebody with a weak mind, a laboratory state of mind, want to incest their family member. We gotta stop those conversations. We gotta stop those type of situations in households if we want to have a healthy, free America. This is what I say right here and then about that. And this is why no argument and no disrespect to nobody, but this is how it go down. And when I read the Bible, I gotta be realistically the righteous is gonna take over. And I'm righteous enough to understand that abortion is a sin, an abomination before God. And that's why I deal with that. Global warming, we need to get our atmosphere back on track so the atlas can stay on point. Because once it's tilted a little bit, once the axle is tilted a little bit, it don't function the same way. And we need to get back on system with that, so we can have our climate back on track. And the only way we can do that, we gotta stop acting like we could switch and move state to state, closer to closer, so we can have an argument about which jurisdiction is this and which jurisdiction is that. So we're gonna put that to the side right now and let you know that state need to be where the state is at. The climate need of that state need to stay where that state is at. And this is how we get all these things back in order. If we want to talk about global change, we can talk about global change. We could talk about industrial fuel. We could talk about cleaning them pipelines. We could talk about start skimming from the top, start sandbagging. We could start talking about all these scenarios.